The state of Canada. So Canada made the wrong choice in the last election. Gary Anandasangaree, Canada's public safety minister tasked with seizing firearms, doesn't even know what an RPAL restricted firearms license or CFSC mandatory safety course is. And here I thought the Liberals had finally turned a corner on hiring incompetent ministers. So as you witness this, you may begin to wonder, as I wonder, if this minister, Anandasangaree, is an actual halfwit. I mean, there have been some really incompetent, idiotic ministers for the Liberal Party. But this guy might just be, I get serious being there vibes from this guy. And I wonder if he's an actual halfwit. Let's take a look.
Does the minister know what an RPAL is?
No, Minister.
I do not.
Member.
Does the minister know what the CFSC is?
I'm a minister.
I do not know.
Member.
I'll stipulate, Chair, that is the Canadian firearm safety course that all gun owners in Canada have to do to get their firearms license. Has the minister ever done the Canadian firearm safety course?
The Honourable Minister.
Speaker, it's my third week on the job. No, I have not.
The Honourable Member.
Does the minister know what safety classes and safety demands are expected of law-abiding Canadian gun owners?
The Honourable Minister.
This is not about law-abiding gun owners, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member.
How can the minister make that claim when he doesn't know the basic fundamentals of law-abiding gun ownership in this country, Chair? Or does the minister know what an RPAL is?
Honourable Minister.
So he said his excuse is that he's only been in the job 3 weeks. But if he's totally unqualified from the beginning, why should he be in that position at all? I thought Mark Carney was supposed to be this buttoned down, responsible, moderate. I thought he was supposed to turn the Liberal Party around. There wasn't going to be any more of the Trudeau incompetence. He was going to take everything well in hand. Let's see, from Brian Lilly, this is embarrassing. Liberal Public Safety Minister Gary, by the way, that's not his actual first name. I believe his first name is actually unpronounceable, so he's just called Gary Anandasangaree. I think that's where they get the Gary from. Is now in charge of the Liberal gun ban and buyback program. He has zero understanding of the basics and had to be passed a note. Yes, so the Liberals, of course, as crime is skyrocketing in Canada, is very determined to take guns away from people who don't commit crimes. To make them nice and defenseless, of course. Let's take a look.
What are the classifications of firearms?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, what I can tell the member is that Bill 21 addresses a number of concerns that we've heard from all Canadians, but it is to ensure that
if he's getting passed a note right now with them, without looking at that note, what are the classifications for firearms in Canada? He's a public...
The Honourable Minister.
Restricted, non-restricted, and prohibited, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, this is the public safety minister. Somebody passed him a note with those classifications. Does the public safety minister not know the classifications of firearms at the committee of the whole? Yes or no?
Mr. Speaker, when I was a child, I was dropped on my head, and then I got bit by a cobra, and now I can't know things. Are you getting the feeling that he might be a bit of a half-wit? As he says, he's less than a half-wit, likely less than a quarter-wit. This is the state of the Canadian government. This is the state of the Canadian government. You want to see what the Canadian government is?
I have a slight learning disability.
We know. That sums up the Canadian government right there. Brian Lilly says, this is embarrassing. It sure is. He was picked by, for his post by our super competent Oxford economist prime minister, our buttoned down, moderate, responsible, take charge prime minister. He's going to solve all of our problems by giving us people like that. I mean, apparently an actual half-wit. Let's see. We're not done with him, by the way, yet, right? You think that's bad? Okay, no, we're not done. From Kirk Lubomov, Breaking. Canada's public safety minister. Well, this is his actual first name. It's not Gary. It's, again, as I said, it's unpronounceable. Anandasangaree, or Gary, recuses himself from files on Sri Lankan terrorist groups, Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, or the World Tamil Movement and their Canadian fronts, out of an abundance of caution. Nothing to see here, folks. Public safety minister recuses himself from files on 2 terrorist groups. The cabinet minister leading Prime Minister Mark Carney's border security push said Tuesday he is recusing himself from files related to a Sri Lankan terrorist group and its Canadian Front organization. So the guy who's in charge of the terrorism file has to recuse himself from terrorism files. When I was young, I fell in a puddle and I almost drowned. And then I was bitten by a cobra. And now I can't know things. What does Mark Carney himself have to say? Let's see. Breaking. Gary Anandasangaree, the minister who wants power to check your mail and track your phone. Oh, that's right, too, because they'll be overseeing Bill C2, which is the latest dystopian bill from the Liberals in Canada. Let's see. So he has to screen himself. He has to recuse himself from anything to do with Sri Lanka, with terrorism, because of his involvement with terrorist groups. Let's hear what Mark Carney has to say.
Gary Anandasangaree's potential conflict of interest, and that he would have to step back from any national security decisions related to the Camel community when you appointed him? And are you concerned about the perception around this issue of a public safety minister who can't make national security decisions on a significant area?
I'll say Minister Anandasangaree has the highest standards of integrity. He's absolutely meticulous. He performed his duties as justice.
Hold on. Highest standards of integrity? Did he actually just say that?
Can't make national security decisions on a significant area.
I'll say Minister Anandasangaree has the highest standards of integrity. He's absolutely.
But that's just demonstrably false. He clearly doesn't. See, if he had the highest standards of integrity, okay, he wouldn't have to recuse himself from important issues. That's the whole point of this. He always seems so smug and self-satisfied and amused. It's almost like he's about to start laughing all the time. Almost like he just can't believe how stupid Canada is because he's prime minister now. All right.
Meticulous. He performed his duties as justice minister, amongst others, attorney general, with a very clear focus on where there could be actual or perceived conflicts,
So he had to focus on where there could be conflicts or perceived conflicts with himself. I don't know. What's happening? What world? Alternate universe? Is this some sort of alternate universe, Canada? How does this happen? Canada had a choice. We didn't have to re-elect the Liberals for a 4th goddamn term in a row. We didn't have to, yet somehow, he's prime minister. What? How does this happen? How does this happen? How is the Liberal Party still full of absolute morons and they're running the country? How do we have what looks like it looks like we're on par right now to have double the immigration of Justin Trudeau? And already that was the highest per capita in the world. How? What alternate universe am I in? Am I having a nightmare? I'm pinching myself. I'm not waking up. That's bad. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.